Starting Monday, there'll be a new chief here at the White House. The retired four-star Marine general who has been enforcing the president's immigration policies as the current Secretary of Homeland Security will take over with a staff that has been roiled by infighting and a turbulent start to this new administration. Reince Priebus, who was a successful chairman of the Republican National Committee, never quite got traction as President Trump's top man. And after the health care failure, he is out. After a stormy 6 months in office, President Trump paused in a downpour to explain another shakeup, now at the highest level.
Reince is a good man. John Kelly will do a fantastic job. General Kelly has been a star, done an incredible job thus far, respected by everybody. A great, great American.
Rumored to be in jeopardy for months, outgoing Chief of Staff Reince Priebus said he privately offered his resignation Thursday.
I think he was right to hit the reset button, and I think that it was something that I think the White House needs.
His exit follows a humiliating broadside by new communications director Anthony Scaramucci, who lashed out at Priebus and predicted he would be gone in a raunchy, insult-fueled interview with The New Yorker.
No reaction, because I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to get into the mud on those sorts of things.
Before the announcement, the president dropped a telling clue Friday at a law enforcement event, when he effusively praised his new chief of staff, Homeland Security Secretary and former four-star Marine General John Kelly.
I want to congratulate John Kelly, who has done an incredible job of Secretary of Homeland Security. Incredible. One of our real stars.
With experience in combat but not politics, Kelly is expected to bring a different stature and order to West Wing operations. Kelly noted his 45 years of service, saying he is honored to take on this role. But in a light moment at a security conference, Kelly's cell phone rang while on stage. He joked about a call from President Trump.
You need to take that call? Okay, fine.
It might be the president, so I do want to miss the call.
And as there is more change here at the White House, there is a change with respect to Russia. The president, who had opposed new sanctions on Russia, we are told, will sign a bill that includes sanctions against Russia, North Korea, and Iran. Late night, there was a statement from the press secretary who said President Trump read the early drafts of the bill and negotiated regarding critical elements. He has now renewed and reviewed the final version, and based on its responsiveness to his negotiations, he approves the bill and intends to sign it. So the claim from the White House is the president made a sanctions bill that punishes Russia for election interference into something he actually can accept. It was passed overwhelmingly by Congress. There was a lot of pressure on this. Chanel?
Another busy day. All right, Kelly, thank you.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.